Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel where you will master cloud and FinOps. Please hit the bell icon and subscribe the channel so that you will get the updated content and notifications about the new videos. So today we are going to talk about FinOps forecasting or forecasting in the FinOps. So this is nothing but the extension of my previous videos where I created a video on the FinOps inform phase. So forecasting is also one of the key capability of inform phase. So the word forecasting is self-explanatory that here we are going to forecast about our future, right? So we have to compare cloud with on-prem data center, then only we will understand that how forecasting in cloud is different. And in fact, I will say forecasting in cloud is one of the major challenge today which all enterprises are facing. So the reason specifically is because of the variable nature of cost. So in traditional data centers, the cost was pretty straightforward and it was fixed. Most of the cost was completely fixed, right? So even if our forecast will go wrong, then it will not create much impact. So if you remember in the earlier ages, there were asset managers, right? Who used to do the procurement along with the procurement team. So they were having the knowledge that okay, how many licenses or hardwares, laptop, or to be precise the softwares we would require. Based on that they used to do the forecast via considering certain buffer in advance. But in cloud everything is variable, so your 80 to 90% cost is variable in cloud, right? And when your estimates or your forecast with respect to estimates will go wrong, it will impact majorly. So that is the reason that FinOps Foundation even considered that yes, forecasting is one of the biggest challenge in cloud and in cloud FinOps. So as I said, forecasting helps any enterprise to take the decisions via data-driven approach, right? So here under forecasting, we used to do the forecast, or FinOps team used to do the forecast that okay, how much cost we can anticipate in near future. So most of the time, what enterprise does or enterprise do is like they take the previous cost and then they just multiply that cost with the remaining period. So consider that measurement period is for financial year is from Jan to December. And if for 2 months the cost is let's say $10,000, then I will just multiply it for remaining period. That means for more 10 months. And that is straightforward. But this forecast is a conservative forecast. If some new resource will be provisioned down the time, if new workload will be migrated to the cloud, then it will impact your forecast and your forecast will not be appropriate. That is the reason I told initially and I started this slide with the text stating that forecasting is one of the challenge. Nobody knows what will happen in future. Tomorrow hyperscaler may increase the cost or prices, then your forecast will goes wrong, right? Tomorrow the new applications will come in a picture, then also your forecast will goes wrong. Sometime you will decommission your workloads because of certain reasons, then also your forecast will goes wrong. So there is a myth that forecast we are just blocking the cost via forecast. It is not like that. Ultimately this data will go to the account books. So even if you are spending less, cost point of view or efficiency point of view or saving point of view, it is okay. But to be precise, the appropriate reporting point of view or accurate reporting point of view, there is a still issue if your expenditure is not as per your forecast. So in both way, whether your budget or cost will go more than the budget or forecast, and or it will be less than your budget your budget and your forecast, then both side you will have a problem. So there are multiple forecasting methods. So the first method is the simple forecast, as we talked, which is a conservative forecast. Then trend-based forecast. So what happened, like in a particular organization or enterprise, they used to spend more in the month of August, and this is the previous trend. Or in some organizations, user will access or end user will access the customer IT footprint more in the year end, right? Sometime finance will do the financial closing at a last month of the quarterly closing to be precise, and yearly closing at the last month of the year. So all these trends we have to consider in the forecast, and via that we have to do the forecast. So this is called a trend based forecast. The driver based forecast, where particular reason is going to be there or particular milestone will be there. So for example, in the month of November 2025, I am anticipating some new workload in my cloud. Then I have to factor that in the yearly forecast. Similarly, if we are going to onboard new hyperscaler, so certain cost will be there for that hyperscaler as well, right? So that cost also we have to anticipate and forecast it. So that is called a driver based cost forecast. Then net new workload. We can simply say that okay, new workloads we are going to anticipate in the cloud ecosystem, and this is the cost, additional cost we have to consider. So moreover, it is an additional budget that we will include it in our forecast. So in this way, these different methods of forecast are there. Apart from that, also organizations or different organizations identify their different way of forecast. So it is okay. There is no harm to have own custom method for forecast. Ultimate objective is to provide the accurate data to the stakeholders. And important thing is whenever we will improve the maturity. So improving maturity from crawling to walk or run, we should improvise our forecast as well. So maybe consider a scenario where organization is at a crawling stage. They may be doing the manual forecast or most conservative forecast. But as soon as their maturity will increase, right, they should go back to the previous trend and future trend. If they are anticipating new workloads, then they should include that as well. And even in the run phase, if this organization is transition from walk, then forecast must be on a daily basis tracking. So there is no meaning to have a one-time forecast at the end of or start of year or at the end of month for the next month. But organization should improve the way where they are improving their way of forecasting. So there are different attributes. So while creating a forecast, we should anticipate the discounts, what we are expecting from the reservation or saving plan. If organization or application portfolios are doing the automated powered off for the virtual machine and power automatic turn on the virtual machine during the business hours, that also we have to anticipate in the forecast. Shared cost is one of the key area, which is also one of the another challenge for FinOps, which we will discuss in upcoming video. But at this moment, shared cost is also one of the key problem for accurate forecasting. So these all different attributes we have to consider in our forecasting methodology. Then only we will able to achieve the matured state where we are able to do a forecasting or accurate forecasting up to a certain level. It will never be perfect, but we have to improve the overall forecasting methodology. How we can measure it? The forecast we have to compare with the cost always, even with daily cost. So at the time when we see that our cost is going more than the forecast, then we have to adjust our forecast as well as budget. So that is all I wanted to talk about forecasting. And I hope that you learn the importance of forecasting via this video. So feel free to put your queries and questions related to forecasting in the comment section, and do not forget to share and subscribe the channel so that you will get the notification about my upcoming content, and your friends and family will also get benefited out of the content. Till the time, stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead. Take care.